This is Pulse of Africa, the face and voice of Africa. The story of resurgent and burgeoning Africa is here, only on the Pulse of Africa channel. Pulse of Africa, the face and voice of Africa.
Greetings, you're watching Pulse of Africa News live from Addis Ababa, the diplomatic hub of Africa. We bring you the top stories from across the continent. I'm Tansaya Gabriel, stay tuned. We will start with Ethiopia. Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed says that Ethiopia is setting a model for project execution across Africa, while highlighting the government's approach to managing mega projects from construction to completion. He also said that the successful completion of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam demonstrates Ethiopia's strong institutional capacity to independently deliver world-class infrastructure projects. He described the dam as a landmark achievement that reflects national determination, effective governance, and the ability to manage complex mega projects from conception to completion. Prime Minister Abiy made the remarks while presenting his government's midterm performance report to the House of People's Representatives on Tuesday, followed by a question and answer session with members of parliament. He emphasized that GERD was built without external aid or loans, underscoring Ethiopia's commitment to self-reliance and collective national effort. According to the Prime Minister, the $5 billion hydroelectric project sets a new benchmark for infrastructure development in Africa. He noted that strong government oversight, disciplined project management, and a culture of continuous work were crucial to ensuring the dam's timely completion and operational success. Beyond its symbolic value, GERD is a strategic asset for Ethiopia and the wider region. With an installed capacity of over 5,000 megawatts, the dam strengthens energy security, supports regional power integration, and contributes to the long-term economic growth, reinforcing Ethiopia's ambition to become a regional energy hub. Abiy said Ethiopia is setting a model for project execution across Africa, highlighting the government's approach of managing mega projects from construction to completion. He added that the culture of working around the clock 7 days a week is taking root and expanding across various regions, fueled by ongoing projects on corridor development. According to the reform-minded Prime Minister, Ethiopia did not even take one birr in aid or loans for the Renaissance Dam. It is a collective national project realized through the firm determination, resilience, and unity of heroic Ethiopians who stood together and worked tirelessly. Mauritius has launched MyTChatGPT Education, a generative AI learning assistant, introducing generative AI tools into the school system for the first time. The platform was developed by Mauritius Telecom in partnership with the Ministry of Education. Mauritius Telecom Chief Executive Officer Vimal Gwangadin said the initiative aligns with the country's strategy to make artificial intelligence a driver of national development and accessible to all. He said the project aims to ensure that every child in Mauritius can benefit from AI-based educational support to strengthen learning outcomes. MyTChatGPT Education is built on generative AI technology designed to provide personalized learning assistance to students. The platform offers level-adapted explanations, interactive exercises, and secure educational content available in English, French, and phonetic Creole. For teachers, the tool supports the automated creation of quizzes and teaching materials and includes student performances analysis features to help guide instructional strategies. The project is initially being rolled out as a pilot targeting students in grades 4, 7, 8, and 9 across 8 public schools, including 4 primary schools and 4 state secondary schools located across the country. More than 50 educational resources aligned with the National Curriculum Framework have already been integrated into the platform.
The African Union upholds principles of democratic governance, supporting fair elections, inclusive participation, and accountable institutions that finally foster stability and trust between nations. Reform and citizen participation contribute to stronger democratic frameworks across member states. Commitment to these values underpins continental progress. African leaders will reinforce governance standards at the 39th Ordinary Session of the African Union Assembly on February 14 to 15, 2026. In Addis Ababa, Pulse of Africa features stories of democratic advancement. Catch our news story right now.
Cleaner cities are creating healthier, safer, and more livable communities in Ethiopia. Every small change makes a big difference. Africa sharply accelerated its deployment of solar power in 2025, driven by stronger economic growth and rising demand for reliable electricity, according to the African Market Outlook for Solar PV 2026 to 2029, published this month by the Global Solar Council. The continent added around 4.5 gigawatt of new solar photovoltaic capacity in 2025, a 54% increase year on year. This expansion took place as Africa's economy grew by about 3.9% over the year, with more than 20 countries posting growth rates above 5%, reinforcing pressure on electricity systems. Looking ahead, the Global Solar Council estimates that Africa could install more than 31.5 gigawatts of cumulative solar capacity by 2029. Growth is expected to come from both grid-connected projects and decentralized solutions, reflecting the diversity of power needs across the continent. The report cautions, however, that momentum remains constrained by structural challenges, particularly in sub-Saharan Africa. Annual investment in the region's energy sector stands at about $8 billion, well below the roughly $20 billion required to meet Sustainable Development Goal 7 on universal access to energy. Morocco strengthened its high-tech medical capacity with the launch of Mohammed VI Interventional Simulation and Robotic Surgery School, M6 ISRSS. The Mohammed VI Foundation for Science and Health inaugurated the school in Casablanca recently, only months after the country introduced its first surgical robot. Located on the Anafa City campus of Mohammed VI University of Health Sciences, the M6 ISRSS provides training for surgeons, operating room nurses, and biomedical engineers. The school relies on advanced simulation technologies, augmented reality platforms, and next-generation robotic systems to allow practitioners to master technical procedures and robotic environments before performing live surgeries. The school also supports the first university diploma in robotic surgery in Morocco and Africa. The program covers multiple specialties, including general surgery, urology, gynecology, and thoracic surgery, and combines simulation based on learning, hospital placements, and pedagogical innovation. The school aims to harmonize surgical practices, certify competencies, develop interdisciplinary expertise, and strengthen health facility capabilities. Shifting to business headlines, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu hosted a high-level delegation from the World Bank at the State House in Abuja, underscoring Nigeria's commitment to sustaining its economic reform agenda and deepening collaboration with global financial partners to accelerate inclusive growth. The delegation, led by Anna Bejerde, Managing Director of Operations at the World Bank, included senior officials from regional and sector teams. Vice President Kashim Shettima, Finance Minister Wale Udun, and other top government officials joined President Tinubu in receiving the visitors. During the meeting, President Tinubu reaffirmed that Nigeria's economic reforms, including currency unification, subsidy rationalization, and structural initiatives, are irreversible and crucial to unlocking economic potential, creating jobs, and stabilizing key macroeconomic indicators. The reforms have been difficult, but those who succeed are not the ones who give up at the first hurdle, he said, stressing the need to maintain momentum and investor confidence. Agriculture, youth employment, and private sector development featured prominently in discussions. The president emphasized modernizing agriculture through mechanization, boosting productivity, and supporting cooperatives to create employment for Nigeria's large youth population.
Ease of doing business in and out of the country is what will stimulate the partnership and be beneficial. But I want the World Bank to look at various options of financing. Taking the model, what is the value of encouragement for an Africa that is taking this huge population on an assurance of prosperity? How can you accelerate that growth in a partnership with us? It's very important to me.
Anna Bejerde, Managing Director of Operations at the World Bank, commended Nigeria's consistent reform approach, noting the country's growing reputation as a global reference point for credible economic leadership. She reaffirmed the World Bank Group's support, highlighting financing backing through public sector programs and private sector mobilization via the IFC. The engagement strengthens the partnership between Nigeria and the World Bank to advance infrastructure investment, human capital development, and sustained economic growth. South Africa has formalized a major partnership with the African Export-Import Bank, establishing a $8 billion country program to strengthen regional value chains, accelerate industrial development, and expand intra-Africa trade. Speaking at the ceremony in Johannesburg, President Cyril Ramaphosa described the collaboration as a major milestone in Africa's economic integration, highlighting its alignment with the African Continental Free Trade Area and South Africa's National Development Plan 2030 priorities. As part of the agreement, South Africa became a Class A sovereign shareholder, gaining full membership and an enhanced voice in Afreximbank's governance and strategic decisions.
As we accede to the establishment agreement today, we do so with a clear understanding that membership alone is not the objective that we are seeking to achieve. What matters is how this partnership is translated into practical instruments that expand productivity, capacity, diversity of our exports, and integrate more South Africans into the regional and global value chain. And in doing so, we will seek to focus on empowering women-led businesses, youth-led businesses, for they are the real future of our country as well as of our continent.
The $8 billion financing package is intended to support South African exporters, industrial projects, infrastructure development, and transformation initiatives while unlocking regional value chains. Afreximbank will also provide trade finance tools and risk mitigation mechanisms to facilitate cross-border operations for South African companies, commercial banks, and state-owned enterprises. Beyond large-scale projects, the partnership envisions expanding access to small and medium enterprises and historically underserved communities to ensure the broader population benefits from increased trade and industrial activity. Afreximbank President George Elombi emphasized that the partnership targets sectors critical for industrial growth and continental development, providing South Africa with a platform to catalyze economic activity across Africa.
We insist on changing the structure of Africa's trade, not just the trade. While it has been a 3-decade ambition for us at Afreximbank, Your Excellency, it was truly the Pan-African spirit and the strong leadership of yourself, your ministers, and the rest of your team here that turned a long and almost forgotten aspiration into reality. This partnership could not have come at a better time, Your Excellency. We do not have to reinvent the wheel. Let us look within the continent for sources of development. We have a sizable market of 1.4 billion people, that should become our preferred destination for the manufactured goods or for the sources of the raw materials we need to produce those goods that we must trade amongst ourselves first.
Finally, sports news. The Confederation of African Football has appointed Ghanaian referee Daniel Aye Larea to officiate the highly anticipated Confederation Cup encounter between South Africa's Kaizer Chiefs and Egypt's Al Masry, scheduled for Sunday. Larea, one of Africa's most respected match officials, continues to earn continental recognition following a string of impressive performances in major competitions. His latest assignment comes on the back of his recent handling of the high-profile Africa Cup of Nations clash between Nigeria and Morocco, a fixture that drew widespread attention across the continent. The experienced referee is known for his calm authority, firm decision-making, and consistency in managing high-pressure matches. Over the years, he has featured prominently in CAF tournaments, including the Champions League and AFCON, building a reputation as one of West Africa's leading officials. CAF's decision to entrust Larea with this crucial fixture underlines his confidence in his ability to deliver a fair and professional performance. The Kaizer Chiefs Al Masry showdown is expected to be fiercely contested, with both sides chasing vital points and continental pride. Fans and officials alike will be hoping for a smooth, controversy-free encounter as Larea takes charge of another major African football spectacle. That's all for this hour. Thank you so much for being with us. Goodbye.